And we're live. Hello, everyone.
Right. Cheers.
Welcome to Claret and Booze. You on the hard stuff, Mick?
I'm on the Iron Brew Extra. It's got no sugar in it, is it?
So the extra means that something's taken out?
Yeah, the extra no sugar. But it's nice. I love a bit of Iron
That's
Brew.
the most Scottish thing ever.
I love a bit of Iron Brew.
Yeah, I've never been a fan. I'll tell you what I did have the other day, a bit of Dr. Pepper, but this ain't a soft drink show, Mick. This is a West Ham channel, mate.
Sorry, I thought I was doing my watch-along again.
Yeah. How are you anyway, mate?
Yeah, Christy, I'm tired today. Like, I've not done anything, and it's just tired.
Mate, the hay fevers hit me.
Yeah, I'm a bit
last
chilly
few days.
today. I know it's been lovely, but I was in a bath.
My eyes.
I was in a bath at like 3:30 this morning. I was just up and couldn't sleep.
Mate, you're always in the fucking bath.
Something second over, isn't it? But I was in the bath, and then I think I've caught a bit of a fucking chill because I've been chilly sort of all day.
Well, so you stayed in the bath until the water went cold?
No, because I always, mate. I'm not a novice when it comes to baths, mate. you turn that hot water on again and let it warm up again. Yeah, mate, I'm on it. I'm on it.
But right, look. So we have got quite a lot.
How about you?
Me. Well, I've got something I'm going to talk to you all about a little bit later because I said to you before. You all know I'm not going to go into detail with it now. I'm going to get West Ham out of the way first. But there is an exciting announcement coming later on for me and for my team, and I think for us lot as well. Something else to be interested in. So yeah, I'll let you all know about that later. All right.
Yeah.
But we are gonna cover West Ham. We are going to talk about the news that's on the thumbnail, and it's. Do you know what this is? Just to give you we'll talk about the Bournemouth game in a minute. We'll just rattle through this first. So, rather than making people wait to tune into the video just for that, when David Moyes was having the good part of his season last year, you can go back and you can check the videos, right? It was against XG, but that was happening. I spoke to a guy that's connected with the board. Don't speak to him very often. And he said to me, he's gone. He said to me, they're going to offer him a contract that they know he won't sign. This was before that it was even reported he was going to get offered a contract, because it's going to have stipulations in it. They know that David Moyes had already told them at that point that he won't work with a director of football, blah, 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 blah. And he said he's gone in the summer, no matter what happens. And that was when David Moyes was at his peak. Well, at that point, I've got loads of backlash for 2 months, 3 months. People saying, no, you're fucking mad. He's going to get a contract renewal. He's this, that, the other. Stuck to me guns. Anyway, he went. And that's exactly what happened. They offered him a contract that he was never going to sign. That was a contract that was sitting there on the table forever. It was always going to be on the table. But where I got nervous, Mick, was I thought, and that's why they took it back. Do you know that's why they took it back?
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden his form fell off a cliff.
Yep.
And they thought, fuck, he might actually sign this now because it was getting desperate. Because it was starting to look bad. So they retracted the contract offer. He was never going to get it. Now, I've spoken to this bloke today. He told me a little bit about the Lopetegui thing. And what he said was, under Lopetegui, they're very unlike West Ham. I didn't expect this. Now, I don't know whether this is internal in the club or external. And like I say, this is all going to get shit on everywhere else by Claret and Hugh and everyone, the same as it did last time, all right? So be prepared for that. But I do trust what this guy says. But he said they got data analysts to look at what Lopetegui was telling them because Lopetegui was not performing. He's performing better than what Potter is, but he was under pressure and he was feeding back data to them to try and force them in a certain direction, sell players. I need this because of this, and they got either a third party data analyst team or a team that are in the club working there at the moment. Basically, completely conflicting information, saying no, he could play this way. He's trying to force a system. He's trying to do this. Basically, he's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, which is what a lot of managers do. So I'm told, they will willingly put out a shit team if they want a player in the summer because they'll try and get the points, but if they want something, they play games. Do you know what I mean? So that's what they did with Lopetegui, and as well as that, and all of the fallout with the players that was in the team and everything else, that was the reason he eventually went. Now, again, I don't know whether this was instructed by... This could be games, because this might have been instructed by... Because he was Sullivan's man, so it could have been instructed by someone else in the board to conduct this study on Loppe. And now it looks like the same is being done with Potter. Now, I think it's a good thing. I think managers should always be under review, because Potter is a data man. And he's apparently produces lots of reports and information and overloads them with stuff about what he needs and why he's done things and this, that, the other. Well, they're doing the same to him, and they're getting conflicting information back. And because of the fall in, or the lack of uptake in season ticket sales and the dead atmosphere in there at the moment, and Harry just seemingly most of the time just can't get any kind of a entertaining tune out of this team. They've had a look at him, and I think it's pretty much he is feeding back that he wants to completely restructure this team. He wants to, he wants a lot. Apparently,
wow,
there's a lot of players he wants to go, not the players that we would want to go. So I'm told, because he wants money and he wants to build it in a certain way. Well, they're not too sold on the idea. They're not, because when you think the season ticket sales are low at the moment, we're 16th, 17th. The only thing that would make you go over there at the moment, apart from if you're just a glutton for punishment, are the star players, the Caduces, the Paquetas, the players like that. He don't overly like working with these players, I don't think. Not overly, because he's very system-based as opposed to letting individuals flourish. He doesn't want that. He wants to win the Potter way, not with... Because there's no... It's all about the Potter system, I said this to you before. There's probably no glory in it for Potter to go out there and put 11 players that he ain't bought, play them in their strongest positions, and they win. What's Potter done? I think he wants it to be... I suppose it is a bit of a control thing. They want to win their way with their stamp and do it. And that's what we're seeing. But anyway, he's also been feeding back to him because they've been having a back and forth. There's real concern over the lack of entertainment and the fan feeling. They're worried because of the early season ticket thing. That's really shook them. It was really low, Mick. So they're really fucking worried about that. But ultimately, what's happened is he was apparently encouraged to play a certain team. Not told exactly what team to play, but basically said, why can't you go back to playing a system like this? Blah 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 blah. Play with a striker. This, that, the other. And when you saw what happened in that second half, after he made those changes, the intensity that we all played with when we saw Soler come on and things like that. You then saw the reaction from the fans. Apparently erupted in the stadium by comparison to how it normally is. People was all of a sudden up. They was engaged, and it was a lot better. You've only got to listen to Fullkrug's post-match interview. The tail end of it, he says, we need to play with that intensity until the rest of the season. He said, almost that's what the fans want to see. That's what he said. It was a really good interview, by the way. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go and watch it. But he said, we need to play as a team with that intensity, that sort of mentality. And he's fucking right. The fans will be engaged. They'll be entertained again. But ultimately, the long and short of it is there is no guarantee that Potter is going to get what he wants unless they see him prove himself now with what he's got. They're not even talking about points, so I'm told. They want to see an improvement because they know the season's gone. They want to see that he's got the capability to work with what they feel was a really talented squad, and what we saw was a really talented squad, and get the best out of them before they embark on what will be a really, really risky exercise, because it will be removing a lot of our star players that are probably keeping us in the fucking league and placing full faith in Potter, giving him all of that money to go out and build a team in his image. And I don't think they're sold on him yet. So he's got to prove it. So now it's gone from Potter not being under any pressure at all, this is a pre-season, to, well, yeah, it's a pre-season, but fucking hell, mate, come on. You're making me nervous now. What's going to happen next year? I think that's probably what's happened, Mick. I think they've gone, we ain't under no pressure. But the more they're looking at it and they're watching the games and we're falling down the table, they're probably going, fucking hell.
Well,
this
yeah.
this don't look right. Do you know what I mean?
Look, it makes perfect sense, and it's sensible for them to do that, because even like people get manager bans, right? But not just in the footballing sense, but even in just like the fans getting up for it. That was very shortly lived. And if you've seen some of the games on TV, the atmosphere's not been there. There's more and more less people going, and they've got to see that themselves. Do you know what I mean? So it's not really worked out like that. And then when you've seen what he's picked and everything, let me just quickly tell you, I was meant to do a watch along yesterday, and I was all up for it until the starting lineup came out. And I said to Nick, then I messaged you and said, Nick, I don't think I could do the watch along. I said, I'm too exhausted for it. Like, it is exhausting trying to get the chat lively and that. The chat are fantastic, don't get me wrong. But when you're the one trying to drive it just to try and make the people watching, took their time out to watch you.
Yeah, mate.
And do you know what I mean? It's just so hard. It's just so hard. So then I didn't do it. I apologise for people.
It's a letdown, everyone.
It was a letdown. It was a letdown. I just couldn't do it, people. And but it turned out to be the best game under, like, a best 90 minutes under.
I wouldn't say 90 because we was all bored, weren't we? And then it bang clicked.
The best 90 minutes under Potter, but you've got to realise where the bar is for that 90 minutes for Potterball. Like, I thought. I mean, obviously we analysed the game a little bit, but when you think about, we started off all right. It wasn't until we let that go in, we sort of looked like we was done. Looked like it was going to be what we've seen all the time. I even said, didn't I, half time, I've got no, sorry, Big Phil, fuck you, Big Phil.
I agree, Phil.
Yeah, well, fuck you. Right, I've lost my train of thought now.
Go on.
No, big Phil. So then, look, I didn't know what I forgot what I was saying. It was load of shit anyway, but basically
what you're saying is you was going to do the watch along, you saw the lineup and you went, fuck that.
Yeah, but I went through that bit, and then so the first half, that was it. Yeah, and I thought, that was it. I said to you, didn't I? I said, I've got no faith in us winning this game after being 1-0 down at half time. I know we didn't win the game, so that was sort of half proved right. But forget that. We looked a lot better in that second half, and we looked like we could have easily.
We should have won it based on the performance. Yeah,
a really good, entertaining watch. I really enjoyed actually watching that second half. Like, for a long, long time, I enjoyed watching West Ham in that second half. Really did. It was end to end, having it. Yeah, I loved it.
Absolutely. Now, for you, do you find that news pleasing that Potter is under review and he ain't guaranteed to be here next year?
Sorry, that's what I was trying to say at the start. That's what I said, and I've digressed. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
This ain't saying he's going to get sacked. I haven't said he's going to get sacked.
No, I know you're not. No, he's under review. He's being watched over. And I think that makes perfect sense because at the end of it, look, no one really liked Loppy, or like the way he played and everything, but he's still done better than Graham Potter.
Yeah.
Like, even points wise, and he probably even entertaining wise, and he weren't even entertaining. But he's done better than. So it would make sense because we probably will end up finishing 17th. When you look at the games that are left and what Wolves have got, we probably will end up finish 17th. That's just how I see it. Might not happen, but it probably will. So then it would make sense for them to say, well, okay, we'll review you at the end of the season, or like from now until the end of the season, to see where you're going. Because how can you give someone the reins to rebuild a West Ham team to fit?
It's a big financial commitment, especially when you're coming from where we are. We can't get much worse. We can't allow ourselves to get worse.
No, it's massive. But I do
I
do think you're right in the sense that the players like Kudus and Paqueta and Alvarez will go. But then if you get people in that ain't going to be sort of put bums on seats to come and watch, it's a worry. If you're going to play boring football, it is a worry, Nick, I think.
Yeah. Well,
he's such an important part of the season.
It's a worry for us, but imagine if that was your club. Imagine if that was your club that you done that. Oh, cheers, James. Fucking hell. You want to bet? I'll say. He had a win on the Grand National, didn't he?
He won it, didn't he? With what was it, Nick? I can't remember his name.
Oh, well, no, I won, but I won because we had a sweepstake on the terraces. Hammers Mikey, shout out to him. He put 3 books out there, so you had the Julian Dix, Billy Bonds, and Tony Gale signed books with a Julian Dix boot as well. And he basically just free because he's clearing some stuff out, and he said just pick a horse in the Grand National, and I'll let everyone else go. And I just went, Nick Rocket.
Nick Rocket, that's it.
Nick Rocket. He fucking won, didn't he? He won. So it's like he won, but I didn't put any money on it. I wish I had.
Yeah, but tell him what you won off of Hammers Mikey.
I won a it's the Julian Dix signed book. and his boot and all. And his boot. It's going to go on the shelf.
Very nice. But it didn't end there, people, because someone got the third prize.
Oh, yeah, you did, didn't you? You did.
It was.
There's definitely some insider fucking trading going on here, isn't there?
It was, yeah. I talked to the jockey mates. No, and then I won a signed Mark Noble autobiography. But I've gave that away to a lovely lady who's a big Mark Noble fan and will absolutely cherish that. So,
good stuff. Good stuff. Right. Well, going back to, we're going to touch briefly on the Bournemouth game now. We're suspending player ratings until next season. They are coming back because do you know what? I miss doing the player ratings because
no, get it right. What do you really miss about
I miss the donkeys. I miss the donkeys. I do. Well, do you know what? It adds a bit of fun to the misery when you're in a miserable situation. You can look forward to whacking a donkey on someone's head.
Absolutely.
So that it is going to come back, but I'm suspending it this season because, I just don't think it's the right thing to do while we're in a state of flux like we are at the moment. So we will bring it back, but we are going to talk about the game now. For me, as I said on my review yesterday, he just got it all wrong. Not all wrong. We went to 4 at the back, so that was an improvement. But like with any Potter lineup, there's always questions. Always, he still is yet to pick the right starting lineup. James Ward-Prowse and Souček should not be in that team. James Ward-Prowse especially not, especially after the performance he put in the other day. After that performance, he was fucking dreadful. And he weren't much better yesterday. What did he do? I mean, there was one opportunity that he had to actually do something. The ball broke for him in the middle of the park. He ran through. The pitch opened up in front of him. He shit himself. He turned around and went backwards and passed it back. The groan from the stadium, you could hear it coming through on the telly. And you're just like, mate, why is he there? And Souček, when you're playing, that's what I said to you. If Souček's shining, there's something wrong with the style of football that you're fucking playing. If you're playing technical football and you're playing on the front foot, Souček's a dead body in midfield. He absolutely is, and he was yesterday. He's just not suited to it at all. So we was carrying 2 players, 2 pointless players. People are saying that Alvarez had a quiet game. He did, but he's not being played in his position. He's being played in the 8, which he isn't. He's a 6. He's our best 6. And he got removed so James Ward-Prowse could stay on the pitch and play in the 6. And look, me thumb. And he ain't nowhere near. He ain't nowhere near as good as Alvarez in the 6. I know they use him there, and you can make the argument, he plays that quarterback role, he ticks the ball over. No, you need if you've got your CDM, they've got to be there to destroy. That's the main job. And then if they can do any more from that, then fine. But
James Ward-Prowse, in total, we had 3 halves of football, so all of the last game.
Yeah.
When he'd done fuck all,
fuck all,
was not there. And then he done fuck all really, but then he popped up with that fantastic corner, which Fullkrug.
It's a corner. Right?
Yeah, but we can't look. We always say about Souček, and you can't just give someone 90 minutes or a starting role just because they pop up with a goal every now and then. Well, look, listen. JWP don't even pop up with assist every now and then. He does fuck all. So, to me, it ain't rocket science. In that first half, after 20 minutes, I did say, look, the way we're playing, he's crying out for a target man that take James Ward-Prowse off. It won't rocket science. You don't need to be football savvy to understand what was needed.
Do you know what? When you look at that, if that was me and I had no other options on the bench, but Jared Bowen dies up front on his own. He was dying up front. He was shit yesterday in that first half. Terrible. Look, he has been under Potter, really. He works his arse off, but he just can't do that role. And he looked terrible. So you ain't getting the best out of him. I would have used Souček. I'd have just said, fuck off out of midfield. Go up front. We'll aim the ball at you. Do that with him. Just stick him up there. At least you've got a presence. You've got a target man, someone you can aim at. But when you're playing like that, you can't have him on the field. And I know there's a lot of people that like him. I like him, but no. This is ridiculous that we're still having this conversation. That was one of the worst midfields I'd ever seen under, towards the end under Moyes with those 3. Alvarez, Souček and James Ward-Prowse. It was awful midfield. Really was. So to see it back, It's fucking maddening. They don't need to be, especially when you see, Soler come on. Now, Soler, first of all, since he's come in, he's been used out on the fucking left wing. He's been used everywhere else, rarely played in the middle. The one game where we've played on the front foot, and this was under Lopetegui, and we played well and controlled the game, was Newcastle. He was mustard. Absolutely mustard. He's come from fucking PSG. He ain't used to playing this like conservative football. He's not interested. If you're going to play like we was playing in that second half, you put Soler on the field. He's a fucking good player. The link-up play between him, Paqueta, and having that target man. Now, look, this isn't because, Fullkrug's been injured. We've got another striker there. Ferguson would be better up front than Bowen.
Yeah, because it makes it
look. He'd be better up front than Bowen.
Look, we've said, like, the subs that come on yesterday played really well. But why? Because they was all played in their fucking position that they should be playing in. Look at Soler, how good he was playing in that position. Like, he put in... He had time on the ball where he could look to see where he wanted to put a pass. And he put that pass through. Do you know what I mean? Fullkrug, I can't never say his name. He's just player in their position.
But Mick, this is the thing. When I was saying on that video yesterday, it's like he's trying to reinvent the wheel. He's desperate to not do the obvious thing and just play a formation which suits the players that he's got and play them in their strongest positions because it's too fucking simple. They've all got a profile, these players, where they're at their most effective. Look how Bowen came alive when Fullkrug came on. Yeah. Because he was back out on the right-hand side and he was working with a chaos machine in the middle. Like he did with Antonio.
Comfortable. If you're not comfortable, you're not going to get the best out of players. And that's what I'm saying. Look at Bowen. You're right. That's a prime example. Look at Bowen, how he with his chest and that. Right, I'm having it now because I feel more comfortable here. It ain't rocket science. Play a fucking player in their position, you'll get results. Do you know what I mean?
And this question here, I have this conversation all the time. So I was having it with my son as well. And you always say, if I had to pick one of them, I'd pick some. I don't want either of them on there. They don't need to be on the fucking pitch. They don't. There is a reason why James Ward-Prowse couldn't even get on the bench at Nottingham Forest towards the end. He couldn't even get on the bench. Now, I know they're in the top 4, but they ain't a top 4 team. They're just having a great season. They haven't got world beaters in midfield. Why the fuck? Souček or James Ward-Prowse, I'm telling you now, we've got a load of players that walk into the majority of Premier League teams. A load of them.
Yeah.
Those two don't. Why are they ever present in our team?
No, I don't know. But if I'm playing the game and I've got to choose one, you've got to choose one. Souček all day long for me. For him to stay.
James won't pass forward.
Oh, mate, there've been a few of them there. James, what was it say? James... was backwards, something like that. I can't remember, but there've been some good ones tonight on there.
It's just like I said it when we signed him, and do you know what? He did the same under Moyes. He did the same when he's just coming under him. He was on fire, wasn't he, for a couple of games? And I know we put it down to Moyes changing his position and this, that, the other. No, he just fucking disappears. That's what he does. He comes on, gives a little bit, and then he's gone. He vanishes. I just think he's too safe. That for me was a shining example of everything I don't like about him when he had the opportunity to do something. And I think it was only 1-1 at the time as well. And you're like, mate, what are you doing? What are you doing? He just turned around when he had the pitch open in front of him and went backwards.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what I mean? But even that was one of the only things I see him do all game. I think he had like 2 good moments. One was a tackle, and one was that corner, James Ward-Prowse. And again, it's not just picking on someone. Like we watch a game and pick on one player. It's not that.
I really struggle to cream over someone for being able to put a corner in.
Please, anyone tell me what he brought to the team in the last 2 games? Forget the assist aside, because that was just one thing. But then, as for a whole 90 minutes of 2 different games. So what has he done? He done fuck all.
See, there is another argument here as well. This kind of backs up the point, because I fail to believe that Potter is useless and can't see what every other West Ham fan can see in terms of the players that should be in this team. I feel like he's playing a game, and people are saying, he's trying to get to know it. No, he ain't trying to get to know his squad. He's fucking had them for 4 months. He should have known who they were. before he came in. He ain't been doing fuck all for 2 years. And it's the Premier League. It ain't China. He should know the profile of these players and what they're capable of. And he knows now. So what he's doing at the moment, for me, I can't help but feel it's one of two things. He either doesn't want to put the full first team out, because if we look fucking amazing, it's going to be very difficult for him to justify making changes in the summer. Very difficult. If he puts the right team in the right shape and we go out and we start playing brilliant football, the bar's high all of a sudden. He's like, fuck, well, that's going to be awkward with me rebuilding it. But that's not fucking right. What that means is, mate, is that you've got a good squad of players.
Exactly means that. How many times have we cried out for that midfield, like even that midfield? And like in that second half, obviously minus James Ward-Prowse, but fucking, it just makes sense to me. Look, what does it say? Matthew Smith, I'm off to Liverpool away next week, and if it's 5 at the back, I'm going home. Stay home then. Stay home then. It's against Liverpool. He's going 5 at the back.
It's a good day out. I went there with my boy. In the cup, we got battered, didn't we? Was it 5-0 or 5-1? I can't remember. Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good city. Make it a day out though. Don't just go there for the football. Don't just go there for the football.
Don't go there expecting like fantastic stuff. Go there for the day out and enjoy the away.
But they've not been on great form as of late. Liverpool. They've been beatable. They got beat today. Yeah, they're not on the best of form, and everyone's going, "Oh yeah, you know, it's Liverpool. You know, you're not gonna get anything." They're making their excuses already. The fact of the matter is, you're in the Premier League. There's always going to be an excuse as to why you should lose to an opponent, because they're all good, apart from Southampton.
Look, we've got nothing to fucking lose to go to Liverpool. No. So go and fucking have it. Go and create chances. Just try your luck. If we lose fucking 4-0, but give it a go.
Mate, do you really give a fuck? I don't give a fuck if we lose 2-0 or 4-0. I don't care. You still lost.
Not at this stage of the season. Not at this stage of the season.
Lost. What difference does it make?
Just make the especially the travelling fans who've got to go to Merseyside, give them something to fucking cheer about.
Yeah, so for me, I do think this. What's this, 17?
We won't finish 17. I reckon West Ham will finish.
Don't think so.
Shut up, you gaslighter.
Don't think so, mate. You got obviously Spurs. We're back down again now, aren't we? We moved up a place and we've gone, one place, and we've dropped back down again because Spurs won. If Wolves win, they beat Tottenham at home. Wolves are at home.
Oh no, fuck you, Steve.
Then they'll go above us because they've got better goal difference. So that's if we lose to Liverpool, that is. And then we have got Southampton. Now you've got to be thinking to yourself, well, look, listen, Southampton, we dismantle and fuck up completely. I mean, Tottenham are crap and they battered them today. But if he just does the right thing and plays the right fucking team in the right way, then do you know what? Then what we could do is I would come on stream if he played a 4-3-3 and played all the right players and they didn't perform. Then I'd say, right, that's on the players. That's on the players. You know, they're not performing well. But he's been hamstringing them every game. He's getting the fucking lineup wrong, and I don't know whether there's this element. Do you remember what Loppy used to do, Mick, when he first come in?
Go on,
Loppy seemed to used to like pick in. He did it against Palace. He seemed to like pick in a weak team so that he could make changes. It looked like Lopetegui's won the game because he's made changes. I've seen managers do that in kids' football. They don't. They have like good players on the bench that they can bring on. You think you put your fucking strongest team on the pitch at the start, but I do think ego comes into it with a lot of managers if they want to be seen as the architect the whole time. Yeah, the architect of everything.
If you start off your best team, you're like, where can I go from here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I start off that and I make changes and it works out, I look like a fucking genius. But you don't really, because then people ain't fucking stupid. So then instead of looking at it and going,
we're not stupid. West Ham fans ain't fucking stupid.
No, but that's what I'm saying to you. So instead of looking at someone like Potter there and going, fucking hell, like he's turned that around. What a tactician.
Oh, look. He brought Fullkrug on. How amazing was that sub? What an amazing sub. Look how he changed the game. I just go, why weren't he fucking starting, you drip?
That's what I'm saying. We're looking at it going, what are you fucking doing, you div? Start with fair players. And all that stuff. Oh, he couldn't because Fullkrug couldn't start because he took a knock. Well, I tell you what, he got over that knock.
He really looked like he had a knock. He was a beast.
He was bulldozing every fucker.
Mate, and if you listen to the way the guy talks, right, this is another thing. I do think somebody made the comments. Apologies, I've forgotten your name because I do read the comments in all the videos, and they made a comment to say, he's a leader of men. Might have been Mark Pendleton. They said he's a leader of men, and when he comes on the pitch, everyone else grows. When you listen to the guy talk and you look at the way he plays, there is something in that. There is, because we've all played football. In my kids' team at the moment, there's a couple of characters in there. If they're missing, the team does shrink a little bit. It takes a little bit of the your strength away. When you've got a leader and a bulldozer, like Prime Antonio, when Antonio's on it, Mick.
Yeah,
and he's fucking smashing people about. The whole team, it lifts you all, because it's like, you're leading from the front and you've got a fighter. But also the way he talks, there's no nonsense. If you listen to it, he spoke brilliantly, right? Really well.
I've not seen that.
You got to watch it.
I will watch it.
It was really good, and he basically said he was disappointed. He said because it would have been perfect to have turned the game around, and we should have scored more as well. And he basically said, but stupid. We conceded. It was stupid the way we conceded. We've got to cut that out. It's the fine details. We've got to stop it. But the thing I loved most about what he said was at the end, and it was about the intensity and the way that the fans reacted, because he's always been a fan's favourite, Fullkrug, wherever he's played, because he's that effort that you saw from him. That's what he's renowned for. And I said it on a video yesterday. I know it weren't a good signing because of the obvious, he's injury prone. He is. This isn't an anomaly for Fullkrug. It's not. It's what happens. But you know what? I'd be happy to have him for just half a season like that, providing we've got somebody else who can come in and be there. When he's fit, he's an asset. He's half good, Mick. He's a really good player.
Fullkrug?
Yeah, really good player.
No, look, there's no denying that he's got quality. Like, he's highly thought after, but we just all, I'm not in the only one in this boat and that, but we thought, fucking hell, it's a lot to pay for that player of that age, and plus his injury record, who wasn't proven in the Premier League. So he still was a big transfer fee and a gamble. But like I said to you, I think he's going to be more of a cult hero than like a legend for us. I think that people are going to love it. When they are starting to love him, he just scores that one header like that, and what a fucking beast header that was. But then
powerful
header.
Do you know? Did you see the chest down to Paqueta? Or should I say, did you hear that? That was a peck down. That was a poof like that. He literally fucking.
He smashed
Bravo, it. He smashed it to him with his chest. It was like a fucking doof.
Control that.
He does everything. He does everything with purpose. I love it. And
I mean, when you look at him, like when you look at, I'm not trying to compare him to as players, but when you look at Ferguson, and then you look at Fullkrug standing at the sides, he looks a fucking unit. He looks like a wardrobe, the geezer, doesn't he? Like, he just looks so powerful.
Yeah, no, mate, he's good. He's big, right? He's big. And I kind of I will. People say, "Oh, you don't never admit when you're wrong." Yes, I fucking do, and I'm wrong quite a lot, especially with players. My when I get the and I did go early with Fullkrug. I will caveat it. I was incredibly disappointed because we lost out on Duran and got him.
Me.
So that's why I was so upset, and I probably weren't very fair. Weren't fair on Fullkrug. It was still a bad signing. He's 31. He's been injured 2/3 of his career, and we paid a lot of money for him. So by definition, it weren't a good signing. But he's ours now, and I can see the value in him. And he's not necessarily someone that I'd like to sell now. I'd like to keep him.
No, like I don't necessarily agree with this with Stuart. Though he's not Antonio.
No, mate, he's got way more quality. I'm sorry, and I love Antonio, but no, mate, Fullkrug, in terms of his intelligence, his link-up play, there's way more to his game.
Hey, Randy, chill, brother. I've got your thing on Star. I will read your question there. Chill. I'll never leave you, do I? Come on now.
But yeah. No, we will. We'll go into that. But look, for me, right? It's like Soler. When you look at the squad that we've got at the moment, if we was to play that way for the rest of the season, and Soler's in that team, I guarantee you that the majority of West Ham fans wouldn't want Soler to go back to PSG. I don't think they would. I think he'll be a really good player in a team that play on the front foot. He's a quality player, especially when you've got the likes of fucking Souček and James Ward-Prowse in there. Yeah, look, if you're gonna play fucking div ball and you're just gonna do nothing, and no, but if that's what it is, just literally just knock the ball about in your own half and fucking hoof hoof and wait for box crashes to save you, then yeah, you know, Souček will be the star of your team, and so will James Ward-Prowse because they're not even being asked to do anything. But when you play on the front foot, you need players with craft and creativity and guile and pace and purpose. Those players don't have that, Mick.
No.
They don't have it. I'm sorry. No. And I kept on making excuses for him yesterday during that game because my son was getting the ump as well. He's not like me, but he was getting the ump watching them two, especially Souček. And I said, but he does cover a lot of ground. And I thought to myself, I can't believe what I'm saying here.
Yeah, you're doing the same thing there, what other people do.
Yeah, I was like, he does cover a lot of ground. But then, what was it he said? He went, yeah, he covers more ground than any other player in the Premier League. He said probably about 13 kilometres a game, and he touches the game. He touches the ball 13 times. So he said every 1 kilometre he runs, he touches the ball once.
Yeah, it's just like the same thing. If we've got possession, like when we and Amanda were saying, it's all right having loads of possession, but if you don't do fuck all with it, what's the point? So it's all right you running around like fucking every blade of grass, but if you're not doing nothing, what's the point?
Yeah.
Going on this, not saying not going on there, but there's sorry, this is a quick one, but I've seen a lot of comments tonight about Jonathan David. Does anyone actually believe?
I don't believe it.
No.
But it will all come down to money, and with the current state of the season ticket renewals, I'm going to go back to that. And the fact they're under serious pressure, this is the type of time that they would do something like that because they'd pay well over the odds for him. And I'll be all for it. As people are saying, Jonathan David and Fullkrug would be some fucking strike force.
No, it would be fucking fantastic. But what I'm saying is for it. The reason why I don't believe it, for the same sort of reason you just said, but for a different reason. Sorry, the same whatever. But it's because it's renewal season tickets and they're not gone well.
But
this is where now we're looking at a star player like.
No. But they've tried it. So throughout the whole of March, they was doing this. We're getting closer. No one bought it. No one bit the bait. They didn't. So the only way that will work now, Mick, is if they actually go and sign the player. And don't forget, we have signed big players before. Look at the players we've got now. You've got Kudus, you've got Paqueta. They have done it before. So I do find it unlikely. The main reason I find it unlikely isn't because it's Jonathan David. It's because the geezer's on a free. He's on a free, and I think he's going to have a lot better options than West Ham. We would have to pay over the odds to get him.
At the moment, he could have fucking 16 other better options, like in that league, the West Ham at the moment.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Big Phil. You're fucking you're an avid watcher, you mug. Don't start giving it all that. You're one of the biggest supporters. Fucking hell. He asked me to stop saying that. Do you know that?
What's that?
He went, Mick, you got to stop saying fucking hell. Why? Because I'm saying everything there.
Yeah. He's actually catching. I've started doing it a few times as well. I'll slap myself whenever I do it.
Everyone is fucking hell. Right, hold on. Let me just ask this question. Here, Randy. Nick and Micky, let me know how many signings do you think it'd take to change the squad for it to be more balanced and more competitive, and what positions do we need?
Right, okay. Look, for me, see, is it me or is it Potter? For me at the moment, I'm still saying we're only a couple of players away from being where we need to be. For me personally, I'm not being horrible. Right? I love Todibo. I'd be keeping Todibo. I would be signing quite possibly another first team centre back. I'm not sold with Kilman.
No.
I think he's terrible, and he's 6'5" and he's terrible in the air. Positionally, he ain't great. He does have good games, but he's and this. I'm not saying sell him, but I think sell Mavropanos and just have another leader, a proper leader at the back to go alongside a left-sided. For me personally, I'll be bringing Aguirre back if I could. So that would be the problem solved there, because I want the defence to play higher anyway. So for me, I would be bringing Aguirre back, which means that you haven't got to sign a centre-back. So there you go. So Aguirre, sell Mavropanos, you got a back three, and, whatever. Maybe go and buy a cheap one from the Championship, just so you've got padding. In central midfield, we've got Alvarez. I would not sell Alvarez, not a chance.
No.
But I would be going out and buying I'd go for a powerhouse. Because I know we've been talking about Gomez, and I would like Gomez. I would. But for me, if you gave me the choice to be able to go out and buy a player, it's like Moyes' biggest failure for me was when he chose James Ward-Prowse over Fofana. Right, that was the biggest fuck up ever, and it was only because it was personal between him and Tim. I don't think Moyes thought Fofana was shit. I think that was because that was Tim's player, and that's why I'm glad Moyes is gone, because he would cut his nose off to spite his face and not do things for the right of the fucking team. If he'd have brought in Fofana and we had a midfield of Alvarez, Paqueta, and Fofana, could you imagine that midfield, for fuck's sake? Honestly, he'd probably still be here, Moyes. But he didn't. He cut his nose off. His face got spited. Fuck off. We need someone like Fofana. So we do need a powerhouse midfielder. We've got Potts coming back in who can play understudy to Alvarez as well. So Potts can come in and play understudy to Alvarez. And for me, Paqueta goes nowhere, especially Paqueta, because I don't care if he wants to leave. We have, more so than Kudus and all the others, I think we've supported Paqueta through this last 2 years. I know it weren't his fault, because I don't believe it was. But I do think, I feel like he owes us at least another season.
Oh, do I? I feel that.
I'd be making him deliver that season. I'd be keeping him here.
I'd be gutted if we sell him, because he wants to go, because for the same reason, I think that he owes us. I do.
Yeah. So I'd be bringing him in. Chrissy says Alvarez looks slow to me, guys. Yeah, he didn't look slow when he first came in, and he was just being used for what he's good at. Basically, you play three in the middle. That's what I believe. You have Paqueta, you have Fofana. If you go back to the Brighton game when Alvarez first came in, the way we set up in that game was perfect for a CDM. What we did was we funneled players through to Alvarez. So the midfielders literally funneled Brighton through, and Alvarez smashed the fuck out of them. That's what you do with Alvarez. That's how you use him. He's brilliant. He's a leader. He can also drop back and cover in defence as well. He is good. Where you get problems is when he starts going on marauding runs. But that happens because he's in the midfield with James Ward-Prowse and Souček, and no one else can carry the ball. So if you've got him in there with a Fofana, with Paqueta, he ain't going nowhere. He's going to sit because the other players are more capable. Moving forwards, there is only one player that I will sanction selling, and that is Kudus. And that ain't because he's shit, right? That's because I don't really feel like he wants to be here anymore. And also, I feel like we've got his replacement already here. With Guilherme and Somerville, I think we've got ample cover. I do. I think we've got ample cover for that side. We've got Bowen on the right-hand side. I do think that maybe if we sell Emerson, we do need to get another left back in, because I think that, as good as Scholes is, I think we need to have competition for him. So we need to get a left back in. We're probably going to need to get a backup right back for if Soufal goes for Wan-Bissaka.
The old Monaco Fofana, Reg, the one who from is he AC Milan now? Is he?
He's at AC Milan. He's gone to Milan.
He's a central midfielder, but more like a central defensive midfielder. He's a fucking unit, and he's class with it. But sorry, go on, Nick.
Yeah, so that will be it anyway. So for me, so there's a few players, not massive money everywhere. Massive money on a central midfielder, massive money on a forward. But that would all be covered off with a sale of Kudus, and then you could spend any money that we've got on padding out and bringing in players in to fill the other positions, as far as I'm concerned. But we do need, if we can't bring Aguirre back, we need another first team centre back.
Right. So for me, I don't disagree as such. I definitely don't disagree with the central defender. I really don't. For me, I would sell Aguirre. The reason why is because I know we probably didn't see the best of him at West Ham, but I don't think the league really suits him as much. But plus, I also want to see, I would like to see a no-nonsense, old-school central defender. Kind of like a Dawson, but better. I want that no-nonsense, kick it out, if in that sort of defender. I know that you don't want to play like that because we've seen it.
You need one on your books, though. You need one there.
I think you do. And I think that not only do we think we need it, but we love seeing it. We do love seeing a defender like that. So, and look, not saying him personally, but a kind of, because you don't really see him often no more, but like James Tarkowski, he's a no-nonsense, fucking just get it out. So that sort of player. Yes, midfielder, a central midfielder in the style of Fofana, 100% needed. That box-to-box.
Yeah.
But someone who does, not a Souček box-to-box, not that sort of box-to-box midfielder, but, someone who actually does something for the majority of the game, and he controls the game. I think we need that. A stopper and a starter, if you like. And then for a striker, yes, I would like to see someone like Jonathan David play alongside fuck no, I can't say his name. Sorry.
Yeah.
But then I don't know what style or formation he would play to get 2 strikers in. Will we ever see 2 strikers?
No. You wouldn't play with 2 strikers, but with somebody like if you get in a quick forward, then quick forwards can play inside forward as well. So what you want is we need a Fullkrug, and possibly, look, I'm not even being funny. If they're going to give Antonio another year just as a backup for Fullkrug when Fullkrug's fucked, that's fine. That's fine because then you've got. Yeah, 100%, yeah, and the Brazilian as well because he's
but we missed this geezer. We missed his fucking geezer. We took a chance. I mean,
mate, we should have signed him and Zuma.
We should have done. It would have been no problem whatsoever.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that at their peak, them two, Zuma and him?
You know what though?
Fucking hell.
Even if people didn't see or know about Milinkovic in the Euros when he was still playing for Fiorentina, just before he got his move to Forest, in that Euros he was one of the best centre backs in that competition.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Still should have looked at him then, but sorry, mate.
He's a top player, but yeah, for me, I think you need your big players. Clearly, you need your Fullkrug, and I think if you do keep Antonio for a year as backup for the Fullkrug injuries, hopefully their injuries won't overlap, and we could get a full season out of the pair of them. But then if you've got the fast forward,
I agree,
the fast striker, it allows you to change it up. Don't play with a battering ram and play with a fast. That's ideally what you need. You need different flavours of striker. And then do you know what, Mick? If you have got the big man, fast man, when you need to, you can go 4-4-2, and you can play that. You can play that combo.
See, I still like that. I still like the 4-4-2. I know it's so outdated because of how everything it fucking is now. But I still like that because you got that big man.
Leicester won the league with a 4-4-2.
Yeah, we were talking about this, weren't we?
In 15-16.
How they done it was just like it was actually really entertaining football. It was fast and that. So I still really do like that. Maybe it's just a generation thing, but I like it because it is more exciting than what we see now, where it's just, as you said, chess football. Everyone's trying to sort of
fuck that football.
Not concede. Fuck that off. So then I would still like to see the 4-4-2. Call me old-fashioned, but I love it.
And do you know what? Do you know what? We didn't see it very often. In that game the other day, even in the first half, there weren't much of that parallel passing along the back line. It's almost like he's been told, fucking stop it, mate.
Yeah, good.
Stop it.
He's fucking mental.
Stop it. Because you know something? Again, every West Ham fan hates it as well. It's like, why are you putting us... When you go to football and you want to be on the edge of your seat, not there... and it's for the wrong reason. When you're fucking knocking the ball about, you get full of anxiety watching the game, because you think, and then you get out of the situation, you're like, fucking hell, thanks for that. I'm getting palpitations now. We're still in our own fucking half, though.
I will say this, though, yeah? You made it sound really entertaining, right? Because when it's fucking such a boring game, you need something that gets your heart going. Go, fucking get it out of here, you mug.
Yeah. I don't like it. I didn't see much of that at all, which was good. And that goes to, because even in the first half, what I will say, even though we created fuck all, we had about a 15-20 minute period where we was knocking that ball about well, we were zipping it about well, and it was it weren't just sideways and backwards. We just didn't have any because of Bowen, and it ain't Bowen's fault, but because of we was getting it up to Bowen, and we were trying to play the right way as if we had a striker up there, but it weren't working. And then when the change come in, so do you know something? He's definitely under the microscope for me. It's unacceptable for him to fuck around anymore. It's there on a plate for him. I don't buy this shit that Fullkrug isn't fit enough to start. That's crap. You basically are so terrified of going out there and fucking going a goal down, which we should have been 3 goals down in the first half anyway. Once in the first minute, the goal they scored, and then they hit the fucking crossbar. So by the time you introduced Fullkrug, that game could have been gone. No. If you want to play shitty bum football, as Mickey calls it, which is basically reverting to a low block, can't we do it the other way round? I could almost swallow that. Can't we come out the blocks, fucking attack the opposition, get a goal or 2, and then if you want to go shitty bum, go shitty bum.
Makes too much sense, though, doesn't it? It makes too much sense to it because it also goes back to what you're saying about tactical genius. If he started winning the game and all of a sudden reverts back to like more defensive play, then people will be like, for fuck's sake.
But there is always justification for that because you've got something to
I
hold.
understand that.
You've got something to hold.
Justification, but it still works out the same. The principle still counts. You look better. If we would have won that yesterday, 2-1, he looks better as a manager because he's turned it around at 2-1.
Yeah.
But obviously he didn't. So then,
mate, he would have been itching the second that goal went in to bring another defender on.
Yeah, I would think he would have loved that. I think he
would have been, but unfortunately the fans were fucking. There was an upturn. It was all good. It was infectious. It just worked. And you know what? They shouldn't have even scored their second goal. It was only luck anyway. So us only having one CDM on the field, who ain't even a fucking CDM in James Ward-Prowse, we was better defensively than we was when we had 18 central defensive midfielders on the pitch. Because we was playing on the front foot and we was keeping the ball down the other fucking end.
But again, like fucking imagine it. Imagine playing players in their position and it just working. Fucking what a mimes fuck that is.
It's amazing. This is what I mean. And they keep saying, "Oh, he's got to get used to it. Is he trying to figure out the pitch?" No. You've got.
I will say this though.
How can you not know how to use Jared Bowen for fuck's sake?
Right,
He's been doing it for years in the Premier League from the right hand side as an inside forward,
scoring goals, mate. But I will say this though, yeah. So that second half for me has to now be the minimal. Like that has to be the starting point of a change.
Yes,
for Potter. It has to be. He can't revert back to that.
He can. He can.
No. More likely he will. But I'm saying he can't really revert back to that first half tactic because it's night and day. It is night and day. But then we said that against the game beforehand when we were shit in the first half. So let's see what he does. I mean, it is Liverpool. Do we give him a break? With Liverpool?
No. I'll give him a. I don't expect to win against Liverpool. I expect us to go out and have a fucking go. You know, because the thing is, that's a free hit. Liverpool away's a free hit, but it ain't a free hit to go there, try and fail to play a low block. That ain't a fucking. It's not a free hit to do that. Go out there and try and win. You might do what Fulham done today. You might do if you play with a little bit of a little bit, because I don't think it'll work that well. I don't think when we played Arsenal had no strikers. So playing a low block, they found it well difficult to penetrate and get past us because they literally had no forward. It was almost easier to block against them. In some respects, people say that was better than when Moyes did it. I don't think so because they had I know they had 30 shots on goal, but they was like shots from distance. They had a full strength team.
They were fuck all shots, yeah. Like
no. But what I'm saying is when Moyes did it last season, because I was there as well, I think that was better because they had a full strength team, whereas this one they didn't. So I'm not taking nothing away from it. It's still Arsenal. They've still got quality players. But the fact of the matter is, it was easier to do that against them because they didn't really have any cutting edge, you know? So we sat a block, hit him on the counter-attack, and it was lovely. You know, Bowen scoring that goal. I was there as well. It was lovely. But against Liverpool have got like 86 fucking forward players that they can bring on that will just love being, if you sit deep against them, they're technical as shit. They'll pass through us. You know, they'll do that. They'll sit in our own 18-yard box, knocking the ball about like a pinball. You've got to get them out of our fucking box. Get them up the other end. Get them away from your goal. That's what you got to do. Don't invite them on.
Funny, but their defence is still a bit shaky for me. Like, you put them under pressure, like Liverpool. If you put them under, I mean, it's hard to get them to like put them under pressure. But if you can, they've got a mistake in them
because they place so much faith in their attacking ability. I don't think they really care if they concede, Mick. So they just think they're gonna score more goals than the opposition, and 9 times out of 10 they do.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's why I like watching Liverpool because they are an entertaining game to watch. Yeah, they're playing, they are an entertaining game to watch.
So yeah. Look, the upshot is I'm glad, and I fucking hope it's true as well. But I've got no reason to think it's not because, like I said, this guy got it right with me before. And he isn't the sort. He only calls me when he's got something like that to tell me. He don't tell me about transfer news or anything. So he got it bang on before, and he didn't say at any point that Potter's going to get sacked. In fact, what he said was, I think that Potter will be compliant. He said, and we will see an improvement towards the end of the season. That's what he said. He said, that's what I expect, and that's what the board expect. The board expect him to be a little bit more compliant and basically get everyone off of his back and happier as well. Because if we put in a few more good performances and we get a few good wins, everyone's going to feel better going into the summer. Everyone's going to feel a lot more comfortable that we might see an uplift next year. We finish the season like this, we're going to be dreading next season, dreading it.
Well, I am as it is. I am sort of still as it is. Look, it was a really good game, great second half. But that's not changed my mind completely. Like I said, there's got to be the basis of starting to change and starting to see what we want to see from Potter. Now, for me, I'm not going to be all like, yes, that's it. That's how we're going to play. Because you've got to remember, all the other games he's not played like that. So on the balance of it, this could be just a one-off. It could be. I don't think it will be because I don't think it can be.
Yeah.
But let's see. Let's just see, instead of getting a bit too happy, let's see if he reverts back or he carries on with this more attacking style play.
Yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, I think it's I'm quite excited now based on that. It's amazing how a little performance, it was only a draw. And it's amazing how a performance can lift you a little bit. It has lifted me. I am more excited now. I've got a little bit of that sort of fire in my belly back. And I hope that he does. I don't give a fuck who's in the dugout. I just want whoever's there just to get the best out of the team, right? I do. That's literally it. And if Potter's willing to be a little bit more flexible and not be such a fucking plank that's so embedded in his own philosophy, he can succeed at West Ham. Because I tell you what, if he don't, he'll get sacked from West Ham. He will. It won't work. The fans will sack him. You know, we sacked Lopetegui. We did in a sense. We sacked Moyes as well. He will get sacked. You know, we're petulant bastards, Mick. If we don't get what we want, we fucking kick and scream.
No, you're right. But if he gets sacked, for Potter, if he gets sacked from,
that'll be it. He won't get another Premier League job.
I was going to say it'll be hard for him to get another job, really, because they'll see the reasons why he got sacked, and no one wants to see that.
No one wants to see it. I'm more than certain that Potter has the capability to do what 99% of West Ham fans can see. He knows what that fucking starting lineup should be. Just do it. Right? Just do it.
Let's be honest. If we was, say, like before we got Potter, if we would look like we was on the verge of signing Gareth Southgate, there'd be fucking uproar. Yeah. They would be uproar.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time we was going to sign? It might have even been Joey Barton, but the fans.
That would have been too much for me if we'd have got Southgate in. I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you. But do you remember? I think it was Joey Barton. It looked like we was going to get him at one point, but the fans went mad about it.
Yeah,
like said, no fucking way. I think it would still be the same situation if we was being linked with Southgate. But then there's no real difference in the way they play at Southgate and Potter. It's just Potter's a better name, and I think Potter has got a bit. It's just another foreign manager for me.
Look. So what Mark says here, like spoilt children. Yes, we are. And we've got every right to be as well. Now, let me give you an example. It was Paolo Paul sent me a WhatsApp note last week, and he said he was talking about quite a bit, but he said when you look at Liverpool back in the 70s and the 80s, he said I remember watching them and thinking, fucking hell, look at the football they're playing. It's blisteringly fast. He rattled for a few of their players, and he was going wow. And he said I watched them the other day, and he said, they're playing exactly this fucking same way. He said, when you look at Anfield, I know they've increased it. He said, but it's the same. He said it looks the same now as I remember it when, like, in the 70s. And he said the fans in that game were buzzing. They was absolutely loving the football. They was on it. So he said that is their identity. Liverpool have lost nothing since the 70s, nothing at all. But then you look at that in contrast to what's happened to West Ham. We've lost our home. And then you look at the way we're playing football. We're known for playing football on the front foot. So they've taken our home and our environment away. And what the fuck is that? No. So yes, we are spoilt children. We can't have our own back, but we can have our football back. Yes, we can. And we ain't going to fucking stop screaming and shouting until we get it back, Potter.
Yeah, and you're right. Look at us. When we you say spoiled children screaming, we ain't saying we want to win this cup. We need to win that cup this season. No. We need to win that. We need to finish
I'm
it.
happy with a fucking draw at the Bournemouth, for fuck's sake.
We just we're all buzzing over a draw.
Yeah,
we're all more livelier, more happier. All we ask for is entertaining football. We're not glory hunters. We never have been. And being a West Ham fan, you can't be. There's no way you can be. So, yeah, we can kick and scream because all we want to see is a bit of entertainment and a bit of sexy football. One of the best things about the first start was when Kudus unnecessarily done that little bit of skill with that back heel pass. Do you remember when he took it down to that? Yeah. I loved it. I was like, good, son.
I don't mind stuff like that. That just shows a player's having a bit of fun. And it does sort of... It gets up the nose of the opposition as well. It does. Do you remember?
Yeah, do you remember when Paqueta used to do it? When the ball used to come flying over and he would jump, but catch it with a back heel sort of thing. You're like, oh my word.
Who was we playing? What game was it when Payet did the Rabona cross that he didn't need to do to Antonio? Was it what? And then Watford went on to win, didn't they? Backfired. We were
2-0 up. They went in at half time, and Troy Deeney's were like, they've just took the fucking piss. He did.
It backfired. It backfired.
We was all over him. And they have took the piss. We can't let them get away with it. They played for Watford. Yeah, they come out and they were like, "No, you cheeky bastard."
Did you hear Troy Deeney the other day? He was asked who he thinks the best fans are. And he said West Ham.
No, he didn't. No way.
He said West Ham fans. He said not like he's not saying like now, but he said historically, like when he was playing, he said West Ham fans are the best fans. It's literally what he said. I swear to you.
Good.
That's what he said. This is what I mean. So yes, we are fucking spoilt children. We are. We love our football. We love who we are. We love where we're from. And this is going into something else now, Mick. Can I talk about me thing?
Let me just say one quick before you get into that.
Go on.
We need to have a word with Amanda. This is not acceptable. I'm sorry.
She's always late. She's
fucking late.
She's always
an hour late, Amanda.
She'll be going to bed in a minute, for fuck's sake.
Good night, Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, Nick. Spotlight you.
So, as you all know, I've bored you to tears with it before. I managed my son's football team. I've done for years. And this year I was gonna step down. So, we've gone from fourth, third, second, first, all the way to the successive promotions, but the jump to the top flight has been fucking mad. Honestly, I'll tell you what. You talk about system-based football; it's all like that in this top flight as well. We're literally coming up against teams that are knocking the ball about like a fucking pinball. We can't get near them. They're not better player for player. Our players are really talented, but I can see the deficiencies with my coaching. Right, I could, because compared to these teams, it's basically been that that's really hindered us. So I've gave the team an opportunity. I said I'm going to step down, and I was hoping that there was another dad and somebody else was going to step up and take over the team and keep it going, but nobody has. So today was supposed to be my last game. It was supposed to be my last game, and I've been thinking about this for a week anyway because I knew that this was coming. So what I've said to these boys, bearing in mind they're under 16, so they're going to be going into under 17s and then 18s, and then it's men's football. So I've said, look, how about if I stay, we do something completely different, and we go. We've been talking about the Phoenix Club, right? So what we are going to do is start our own club. I've got a lot to get in place, so I will do a bit of a crowdfunder for it once it's all in place, and I know how much money I've got to raise to do this because you've got to get insurances and you've got to get all sorts. We've got to get kits, and we've got to find a venue and all of that. But I've got the photographer because it's going to be a social media thing, people. So this is a Phoenix club that we're going to call the Ironworks, right? So it's going to be called the Ironworks. It's a West Ham Phoenix club. I'm basically the second channel that I've got. I'm going to be basically reporting on that concurrently with West Ham on the main channel. So you'll be able to see the boys, get to know the boys. We'll be doing sort of goal highlights on there. I don't know where you stand on because they're still kids, effectively. So we're going to record the games, but I don't know where you stand about broadcasting. I might have to get the buy-in. I don't know. I haven't looked into that depth. If I can, I'll fucking broadcast the games. That's what I'll do. But at best, what it will be is at worst, what it will be is highlights, getting to know the team. There'll be pre-match and post-match interviews. It'll be great for the boys, and we'll see how far we go. Because I'll tell you who's going to be coaching the team. It's going to be Corral. Corral's going to be coaching them. I've managed to rope him in. So we've got a West Ham man. He's got very good credentials. Corral. He's definitely the man to take these boys to the next level because we need it.
You do know, people in the chat do know Corral talks a lot of sense. He does know how to talk a good game on his football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he does know his onions, and you know that.
He does. So, and we're going to have our resident team photographer and videographer is going to be DJ Alan Thomas. He's going to be the man. So we've got that. We've got a load of people that have come forward. Because when you're starting these clubs up, you've almost got to have a committee. You've got to be filling certain positions. So yeah, we've got all that sorted. We've just got to get the paperwork done, dot the I's, cross the T's, and we are gonna basically that's going to be some news on that coming up. So Claret and Booze, we're basically starting a West Ham spin-off football team. There you go. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. So you'll be able to follow them on the second channel.
And it would be, as it grows. A good thing to follow. Yeah. You're going to be, well, hopefully, and you do, following a team associated with Claret and Booze, you're going to, from the ground up. So you're going to be there from the very start, basically, from seeing
from
this team.
From the start.
Yeah, from the start.
From the very beginning.
You're getting it. So, obviously, West Ham supporters, but this could be like a little second side team that you're going to, give you a bit of, go on, son, like for the games if West Ham ain't doing it for you.
Chrissy, listen, if you want to come over and get involved and sort of help out and stuff, more than happy, mate. More than happy. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm quite excited about it.
Fuck off. Sorry, Chrissy. I thought I was saying before I would
Yeah, no. Honestly, so it's going to be it's a community thing for us. It'd be brilliant for the boys. I thought that they would all want to leave and sort of go and join their own teams, but turns out I've got too much of an infectious personality, and they want to stay. They want to stay together. It's more them. They want to stay together, and I'm good. I'm good with them. It's just like I said to you. I feel when you're at this level, it does make a massive difference. Good coaching and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be good. So. I think, and look, we've got some fucking good players as well. So you're going to see some banging goals, going to see some crunching tackles because we've got some hard players in defensive midfield, some old fashioned tackles. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. I'm hoping that I can broadcast most of the game and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be brilliant.
I'm hoping to. Like once Alan's doing like the videoing and all that stuff, I'll get on the commentary.
Yeah,
you can. Hell, he's mad. The fuck's he miss that?
You can do the commentary. Yeah, I can't wait to start doing what do you call it, post-match things and start putting donkeys on their heads for having shit games.
We just do them all for a laugh.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's I'm really sort of excited about it. It's going to be fun. Who knows where it's going to go as well? Because a lot of these teams, it can go well, and I think we'll develop over time. They'll develop a good following, not just online. I'm hoping that people, if you're around the area, we'll get people coming to watch them as well. Especially when you're in cups, if you're in quarterfinals, semi-finals, and stuff like that. There'll be days out. All meet up, watch the boys, have a beer. That'd be quality, mate.
Yeah, it'd be a good day out, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? Watching a bit of grassroots football and fucking having a beer and that with like-minded people. So. He's got the potential to really be something good, but like I said, even you'll see it. It'll be great.
Yes, what's that? He says I'm going to be.
Oh, sorry.
Peter Drury. Tony Wilkins says, "Will you be the Sullivan of non-league?" Well, basically, no. I'm going to be Corral's assistant. I'm going to be the div that puts the cones out. I'm going to be helping Corral and stuff like that. So no, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
We've got Amanda as a tea lady. She's going to
Amanda as a tea lady. Yeah.
We've got Happy Amaret who's going to be selling the programs.
Yeah.
And you got me selling badges and half scarves.
Yeah, mate, honestly, that's one of the reasons why I'm keeping it up. So these boys have been together. The majority of them have been together since they were 7 years old. So it's almost like it's their team, And don't forget, I only picked Cuffley because they was playing in Claret and Blue. I was over the playing fields and I saw they was playing in Claret and Blue. I live in North London and I thought, fuck, that's the team Ben's got to play for. Took him over there. And it's going to be fun. Anyway, you get to enjoy the experience with me if you're into grassroots football and stuff like that. And like I said, when it gets into men's football as well, that's what I mean. It'd be quality, mate. It'd be brilliant.
No way, Iron Brew. I've got to do the thing. He ain't turning into a pragmatic manager.
What's this? Are the kids? Yeah, no. It's no. Our kids, our parents are good, mate. I've never had no issues like that. So,
but they got a little bit older now, isn't it? It's not like the younger ones.
No, it's a good group. It's a good group. So you do get it with parents of other teams. You get it quite a lot.
But let's be fair, though.
You get little Billy's dad who's fucking screaming and shouting and having a go at our boys on the pitch.
Yeah, but let's be fair though. If we're filming and we've got highlights and the parents are kicking off at the sidelines, mate, that's a watch. Yeah. That's a good watch.
Obsidian's got a point. How long do you reckon until I sack Corral? So Corral, you're not performing, mate. You're not performing. It's you're not playing front foot football, Corral. I'm not happy. It's not our identity. It's not the way we play.
Corral Potter, we're not having it.
Yeah. But yeah. So no, that's what I mean. It'd be good. It's something else. Do you know what? It's something else. For me, I love it. So I've enjoyed it more. It's probably a part of it because my son plays for the team as well. But I actually I've enjoyed that football more than what I do watching West Ham. I love grassroots football. I watch local teams as well. I watch Enfield. I go over Barnet. It's a better day out. So I'll always have my love for West Ham and do what I'm doing now. But this is proper football as far as I'm concerned. Grassroots. It's where it's at.
It is where it's at. Hammers, mate, the English Iron Brew is shit. Well, I'm sorry. I'm fucking. At least we get a decent pie and mash down here. So fuck you. I'll win. I'll trump you with pie and mash over the Iron Brew. So have that.
But yeah, so anyway, we'll do another show. We won't talk about Liverpool now. I know they're saying who would we play against Liverpool. We'll do a Liverpool preview sort of later in the week. Gives us something to talk about, I suppose. But yeah, for the moment, I don't believe, apart from the Jonathan David one, which I do believe that the club are trying to get. I just don't think we've got much chance of getting him. I don't think we have.
I'm not a believer in it. We're different like that. Yeah, I'm not believing in it. I think it's all just season tickets.
No. I think we've, like I said to you, we've proved in March, mate. The fans ain't taking the bait.
No, I know you did, but I don't think they're going to stop them ever trying it because they've just not took the bait there. I don't think they're going to stop. I can't see Jonathan David at West Ham. So, but that's my view on it. That's just mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
Okay, but that is it. That's it for us. It's Sunday night. We're gonna let you all go, let you get to bed because we've got a working week ahead of us. And Mickey's tired. Like he needs to go and have a bath and get in bed.
I've had a bath.
You've had a bath.
Yeah, but I might have another.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for the super chat. Cheers, James. From me, 20 Zone TV.
Yeah, nice
for the
one,
score.
James.
Love that. Thank you very much. And yeah, onwards and upwards. Hopefully for West Ham and our new Phoenix club, which you'll be hearing more of. Be boring to tears with it.
And Steve Bell, hope Aldershot lose the final.
Yeah, your cousin got sent off, didn't he?
He did. My cousin got sent off in that game, and the fucking referee was an absolute joke. It was a fucking joke. They got robbed.
Bloody hell. Right, everyone. See you later on. Thanks for watching. Come on, you Wines.